topic is about less complexity, more security with Zoho Workplace plus directories. That's the topic we have chosen for today. And the reason we chose this topic is that in modern world, all the teams, majority of teams are choosing between productivity and security. They may be forced to choose solutions which give them very good collaboration, communication, but they would be compromising on the security. And if they are going with security focused solutions, then that wouldn't give them the convenience that they are looking for. And this is exactly the gap that we found, and that the customers and users are having to sacrifice one for the other, either productivity for security or security for convenience. So we Zoho decided that users should not be choosing between these two. Here, when we combine Zoho Workplace and Directory, you don't have to choose between this. Your team can continue to work freely and collaborate seamlessly, plus also doesn't have to compromise on the security at all. And that's exactly what we're going to show you in this particular session. So you may be wondering, am I going to answer all of your questions when it comes to the combination of using these two applications? Yes, I'm going to answer all of the questions for you. I'm also joined here with another beautiful presenter, Evangeline, and she will also help you find all answers for those questions in order to achieve these two goals, which is to enhance your collaboration in combination with achieving security as well. Now coming to the introduction of the presenters. I am Priyanka Gyanashekhar. I am a senior product expert of Zoho Workplace. I'm also joined here with Evangeline Samarasan, who's a product marketeer of Zoho Directory. And I will be covering most about Zoho Workplace product, and Zoho Directory will be covered by Evangeline for you. And I also have some stars in this particular session who are Dheeraj. Okay, he is a senior product support engineer in Zoho Workplace, and Bharat. He is technical support engineer in Zoho Directory. And I'm also joined here with Anush, senior technical support engineer from Zoho Directory as well. So they are the star performers in this particular session, because if you have any doubts, you can drop them in the Q&A tab that you can find at the bottom. At the bottom, you will have question-like icon. You can click on that and you can post your questions. Once after you post your questions, all of your questions will be answered one by one by them. Okay. Now getting into the session. The first topic is, what is Zoho Workplace? Because if we are not familiar with the bundle, then the entire topic will be vague for you. So I wanted to go from the scratch. So what exactly is Zoho Workplace? Is that it is a productivity suite. Talk about it in a nutshell. It combines of the essential tools that is required for any team to create, to communicate, to collaborate securely under one roof. And to put it simple, as you can see here, if you are totally not familiar with Zoho Workplace at all, then you must be using any of the products that is provided by the other vendors in the market. And I've just listed some of the major players in the market for you to have a reference to. And we provide the exact alternatives. And in addition to that, what is the competitive edge is, in addition to those applications, we also provide you more. As you can see on the screen, this suite, this bundle is an endless possibility. This has mail suite, office suite, communication suite, and security suite available. When we have mail suite, we have mail, calendar, to-do, task, etc. available. In office suite, we have applications which will bring out the creator in you for you to create your writer documents, your sheets, your presentations, etc. And for communication, you have audio calls, video calls, screen sharing sessions, meetings that can be conducted. And in security, you have password managers where you can save all of your passwords in cloud, so you can securely retrieve them, use them, share them, etc. So this is just an overview of this. Okay, so I wanted to bring all the application in one slide and give you a gist of what this bundle contains. But I will give you a brush of all the application that Zoho Workplace has, so we have a clear idea what bundle we are offering to you. First is Zoho Mail. I am listing each and every product that Zoho Workplace comprises of. The first goes Zoho Mail. Zoho Mail is a flagship product of Zoho, which satisfies the professional communication needs in a team, in an organization, in a business. Now, talking about Zoho Mail, it is an email solution. We do have an idea of how it works. But what sounds unique is that this contains numerous collaborative features, which helps you to seamlessly collaborate with one another. Instead of you having to formally connect with a colleague, you can easily connect with them via features like, let me list some for you, such as sharing draft. So if you feel that you've written a particular email and you feel, I need some input on this draft before I send it out, in that case, you can simply tag people from your organization, asking them to review the same. You don't have to share it with them, taking a screenshot or copy pasting it to them, nothing like that. Just tagging them in your very draft. When you do that, they get to comment on the draft, giving all their feedback. And with those feedback, you can redraft the mail and send it. This is just one feature I'm talking about. You have numerous features like this, which will bring down your time and efforts that you spend in your email environment to up to tenfolds. Next, we have Zoho Calendar. When we talk about collaboration, definitely we cannot leave this application out. When we talk about Zoho calendars, you have your personal calendars where you can have numerous personal calendars for your events, for your gatherings, for your vacation, etc. And apart from that, you can also have group calendars, shared calendars, app-specific calendars, etc. Even if you're using a calendar from a different provider, you get to sync them here and you can work with the same. And you can also delegate your calendar. If you want somebody else to take care of your calendar, you can share it with them. You can ask them to take care of your calendar on behalf of you. To do task management tool, this is also quite important, right? So as and when we have tasks for the day, we should be able to track. So here we have to do available, which is a task management tool. You can create personal task, group task, etc., and you can manage your task. You have Zoho Click, which is your chatting application. Now, if you would like to have a conversation within your organization, it is highly important that you should be able to maintain all of these chats. And at any point of time, if the person has left the organization, the chats that they've done with us should be erased as well. They shouldn't have access to the company data or the chat data anymore. That's exactly why we use a professional chatting platform such as Zoho Click. When we use Zoho Click, you don't have to worry about the security at all because this has encryption at rest. And also, whatever you can imagine in a chatting application, it is already found here, such as your video calls, screen sharing sessions available. And here as well, you can conduct your meetings and you can send out emojis, GIFs, etc. to spice up the conversation, to make it more engaging, etc. Then we have Zoho Work Drive, which is a cloud-based file management application. So if you want to share, that is, if you want to save all of your files and folders, this is the application for you. Here you can save them, you can share them, you can give granular accesses to your files as well. Like, for example, if I'm sharing it with Evangeline, if I feel Evangeline should be able to edit the document, then I can give her edit access. Let's say I'm sharing with somebody else and I just want them to have view access for my files, I can give them view access. So you have such granular accesses available, you can specifically give them and you can share. Then we have Zoho Writer, which is your writer document, which is where you create your documents over here. You can bring out the writer in you can create your documents, you can furnish it. You have AI assistants available. So you don't have to write your blogs from the scratch because we do have situations when we look at the screen and we would have a blank idea as to how to go about the blog. So in those cases, we don't have to waste time at all. We can use the AI capabilities available to start off your draft. With that, you can go and work on the draft even more, even let the AI furnish your document for its better look. And we have Sheet for your spreadsheet needs. Here you have spreadsheets where you can create your data, you can infer better using the same. Here again, you have AI capabilities available where you can easily get your insights. You can create charts out of the data that you have incorporated as well. So just by dragging a set of data, the AI can create you charts. It can give you suggestions. It can give you answers to some of the questions that you may have from the data. Then we have Zoho Show, which is a presentation application where you can create your presentations. You can make it as appealing as possible. Here we have a gallery available where we have themes, we have templates, we have slides available where you can use all of this to create your presentation in a very engaging manner. And also, as you can see on the screen, the presentation that I'm running right now was created in the Zoho Show only. And we have Zoho Meeting. So if you want to conduct meetings for your internal and external participants, Zoho Meeting is the right platform for you, which has extensive features for you to conduct a meeting. And here, some of the significant ones which I want to mention about is you have breakout rooms available. So breakout room is if you want to have a focused discussion in a meeting platform, you shall use breakout rooms. For example, let's say me, Evangeline, and another person has joined a meeting. Okay, let's say Dheeraj. In that case, I want to discuss something with Evangeline alone before I announce it to Dheeraj. Then I can create a breakout room with her alone with me. So this creates a segregation in the very same platform, and I can have a focused discussion. Then I can move back to the original platform. That's breakout room for you. You have locking the meetings where you can have permissions to allow participants in. You have recordings, transcripts available. You have numerous features available which is relevant for our Zoho meeting platform. And I highly recommend you to try out this particular product if you haven't already. Then we have Zoho Connect, which is my favorite application, to be honest, because Zoho Connect is a social intranet that is utilized in companies. Why exactly is that? Uh, in this generation or in this era, we have a multi-generational workforce. Okay, we have youngsters, we have middle-aged people, we have senior citizens, all working together in the same company. So when we have so, we should be able to grab the attention of everybody. We should be able to gather them all in one particular digital platform and let them collaborate and work. In that case, let's say if there's an announcement, okay, very simple example. If we have an event happening in the company, instead of just typing that out as a mail and sending it out to everybody as a formal email, rather you can post about that particular event in Connect. Okay, Connect works like a social media platform where everybody can like, comment, and share. So by doing this, the engagement is more. As we see around, all of us are attracted to social media so much because it does attract us in a way where our attention is entirely consumed by the way it works for us. In the form of feeds. It talks to us in the form of feeds, and it allows us to convey or react to it in the form of likes or comments. So this has worked better, and this universally works as well. So we wanted to bring that into an organization for professional purposes, where you can post feeds and let people engage with the same via likes or comments. And Connect also has a lot of other features apart from feeds, which I would like all of you to explore. Since we have a time constraint today, I'm not going deep into any of the products, but let's just go about the significant ones in each of them. Next, we have Zoho Vault, which is your password manager. If you would like to save all of your passwords in cloud safely, then you have the password manager available. And some of the very important points we need to note when it comes to Zoho Vault is you will have a master password. Okay, you should not forget that password. Apart from that, you can create as many strong passwords as possible for all of your other purposes and save in this particular platform. Okay, but you will have a master password to access these passwords. Now you should not forget that. And about this master password as well, it is saved in our servers and in the encrypted format. Even we won't be able to retrieve it for you. So in this way, we are very confident to say that none of your passwords can be lost and none of your passwords can be leaked because all of them are saved in the encrypted format. So that's about Zoho Vault. And yes, so we are moving to the next question now. I have listed about a lot of applications as of now. Okay, and if you have any doubts with any of these applications that I've discussed so far, you can drop them in the Q&A tab. And the next important question is where we actually understand Zoho Workplace. Can my team truly collaborate seamlessly across all of these applications that you listed? The answer is that's exactly what Zoho Workplace is. Because when we talk about email, chat, meeting, files, you could be working with that already, maybe using applications from different vendors together. But do they talk to each other? Do these applications work together? That's the question. This is why Zoho Workplace is brought into the picture, where we talk about it as a bundle, where all of the applications that I listed right now are tightly integrated. They talk to each other, and the information flows from one application to another like a breeze. And we call it the Unified Productivity Suite, where in one particular roof, you get to see all the application together. And here, as you can see, I'm just going to play this video for you where you have a demo of how seamlessly you get to switch between applications. Now let's see, this is the mail platform. Okay. From there, I could see there is a message for which I want to have a discussion. So immediately I've jumped to the chatting platform, and there I see a presentation. Immediately I open the presentation for me to make some edits, and I receive a call. Immediately I attend the call, I join a meeting. So as you can see, I have listed almost 4 applications now: mail, chat, meeting, and we also had presentation, right? So we have 4 different applications, which were just, we didn't even realize that we switched from one application to another. It is that seamless if you're going to use application from the same ecosystem, especially Zoho's. Now, apart from this, you also have a unified dashboard available. So talking about the unified dashboard, here you get to see the bird eye view of the latest updates of the application. I told you there are so many applications in Zoho Workplace, so it may be difficult at some point for you to keep a track of what's going on in each of these applications. Don't worry about it. You have the dashboard available for you to come help you with this, where when you use the dashboard, you will have the latest updates of the application shown to you on the first glance itself. If you feel that there are few mails that are standing on the queue for you to attend to, and if you are been tagged in any of the chat application, that will also be shown to you. And if you had any meeting scheduled for the day, that will also be shown to you in the dashboard itself. So whichever requires your attention immediately, you can jump to that application and you can take care of it. Instead of you having to click each application one by one, check the updates, and then decide on what you have to act upon, rather this dashboard will be really useful for you to get started with the day. Now, we also have native desktop and mobile application available. We don't want you to confine to the web version. The desktop application and mobile applications are available, where this leaves you at a place where you're not dependent on the connectivity. This also works offline, and apart from the entire workplace applications, we also have specific applications for Zoho Writer, Zoho Show, Zoho Sheet, etc. So right now in Zoho Writer application, you can create and edit offline. In Zoho Show, you get to edit offline, and it is rolled out for Windows currently. And you also have Zoho Sheet, where you'll be able to edit offline, and it is still in the beta, and we'll be rolling that out by end of this year, I suppose. So these are the offline applications that we have. And when we talk about collaboration with Zoho Workplace, we're not just talking about sharing information. We're talking about letting the team sync in context, even with these applications seamlessly, without losing time or focus. So that's about the collaboration that Zoho Workplace has. I suppose now we have a clear idea as to what Zoho Workplace is about, what it comprises, and what it tries to achieve. Now, the next question. Since we know all these features, is it affordable without cutting corners on the features? Now, that's a very important question. When we talk about pricing, we didn't want to give you too many pricings, too many editions, and it just confuses the users to even choose which one is right for me. We never wanted to leave you at that end. We will give you defined set of pricing as listed on the screen, where each of the pricing is perfect for businesses of respective sizes. And when you choose the subscription as well, and to just announce it, the Workplace Standard is the most sold subscription of ours. And if you are an enterprise, if you would like to customize the pricing as well, we have Workplace Enterprise Plan available, where you can just connect with us, and depending on your requirement, we're also open to customize it for you. But apart from that, these are all the pricing we are offering as of now. And here, when you choose a pricing, if you feel, no, I would like to choose a combination of subscriptions. Let's say I would like to go with a mail plan and a workplace plan. In that case, you can simply mix and match your plans as well for the same organization, for the same domain. We don't confine you to one particular subscription saying for your user limit, you should only use this subscription. No. Depending on the category of users, depending on the usage of the users, you can have combination of pricings or combination of subscriptions chosen for the same organization as well. And we also have flexible add-ons. If you feel only a set of users would require additional storage, you can buy units of storage for those users, and you can allocate it for them. And with all of this kept in mind is why we call ourselves, we have the customizable pricing model, where all of the pricing listed is available in the local currency itself. So it's more preferable for you and it's easier for you to make the payment. And here you have mix and match plans available as well. So you don't have to stick to one plan. If you feel I would like to try out these plans together for my entire organization, you shall very well do that. You can mix and match as well. Storage add-ons are available. So if you don't want to switch subscriptions and all, but rather just for these users, I would like to buy a few amount of storage, that is also available. No user limits. We don't go with user caps at all and push you to some subscriptions. No, you can use the subscription which you think suits your business, and there is absolutely no user limits. And if you feel an enterprise plan, I would like to customize the pricing even better for me, yes, we are also open to do that for you. And that's why we call ourselves that we have the customizable pricing model. And here is a testimonial of one of our customer. These are words said by one of our customer where they felt that they've cut cost about 60% by choosing Zoho Workplace over the vendor that they were already using. So if you see a 60% cut cost, I suppose we know we could imagine the magnitude advantage this leaves us with, isn't it? And these are the beautiful words said by our customer as well. Now, we've spoken about the affordability of the product and how it is advantageous compared to the other vendors. Now, let's see the next important question. Do I need to worry about data privacy and security? Now, this is a very important question that every organization should ask. And when this question is always asked to us, we say these answers saying, when it comes to ad, other vendors have been in the business for years together, whereas Zoho has never been an ad business for more than 30 years now. We don't believe in selling the customer data at any point of time. Even before this data privacy and all of these fancy terms came into the picture, Zoho has always focused on data privacy. We always knew that customer data is theirs and never ours to use. And here, even with the revenue, if you see, the other vendors have used different sources to drive their revenue, whereas Zoho only focuses on cloud products and services to drive their revenue. In this case, we can confidently say that our focus has always been to provide products which are of global standards for the users instead of just focusing on driving revenue. Owning the full stack. Now, this is a very important slide because I would say this is the very reason we're able to say that we are confident that none of your data will ever get leaked, and we would give you the promise that all of your data is kept secure, because the entire stack is owned by us. Starting from the very basic architecture, we've built it on our own. We don't rely on any third party, so there is no third party that comes in to process the data at any point of time. Controls at each layer, as you can see on the screen, let it be data, application, platform, or infrastructure. Even on the minor details on the minor layer, we are the ones that built it and we are the ones who are processing it as well. So you can completely trust that there is no way that a third party can lay their hands on the customer data. And we always believe in the following, which is we don't own your data, you do. We will never sell your data. We will never do advertisements, and your data belongs to you. And that is almost the mantra of Zoho. Talking about the enterprise standards, we are compliant to the global standards and their regulations. And as you can see on the screen, we are compliant to all of these standards. And to talk about the compliances, let's say there is a regulation that has put forth in a particular region. Okay, we don't just implement the regulation in that particular region alone. We would always want to treat customer privacy, however we treat in one region, to be applied across the globe as well. So we will implement that regulation across the globe. So whatever regulation that you see on the screen, whatever we have posted in our public websites, it is implemented across the globe. Then we have data loss prevention, and this is the latest trend where people are more conscious and concerned about the data that goes out of their organization as well. They don't want any of the unnecessary or sensitive data to be leaked from their organization, which is a very understandable concern, and DLP helps you to take care of this particular issue. So here, DLP is rolled out on demand basis, okay, and we're also offering the following that is listed on the screen. And if you're really interested, you can reach out to our support team, and they will give you more information on this particular topic. And here, as you can see, it powers Zoho Workplace, especially powers the most important offices. We are all already proving that we are a very reliable product. And not to mention, we also have provided our communication and collaboration suite to the backbone of India's e-governance initiative as well. And this again proves the security, trust, and the scalability that Zoho provides on a national level. And we are done with the Zoho Workplace part, the privacy it gives, the feature capabilities it has. Now, another question is, will my IT team have control without being a bottleneck? Now, this is a very important question where I'm going to bring in the security full force for you. And I'm going to call upon Evangeline to do that. Evangeline, are you ready?
Yes, thank you, Priyanka. So the question is, will my IT team have control without being a bottleneck? And with Zoho Directory, the answer is yes. So if you are a Zoho Workplace customer, did you know that Zoho Directory is given by default to all the Zoho Workplace customers? And Zoho Directory is the identity management software that helps you securely access your users, apps, and their access. So now, in today's webinar, I'll be covering how Zoho Directory can empower you to have a better identity management and secure your business. Zoho Directory not only helps you to manage your users and your apps, but also helps you to manage your devices, Wi-Fi networks, and printers at your organization. But for this session, I'll be focusing on just the apps, users, and managing their access. So Zoho Directory is the tool that your IT admins require to reduce all the bottlenecks that they may face and to automate their everyday process and to ensure that your organization is staying secure no matter what with the help of security policies in Zoho Directory. So to address the bigger question, I would like to bring up and address three questions that addresses the IT concerns that your organizations might have. And those three questions are, how will I manage all users across the employee lifecycle? And how do you provide access to employees for the resources they need? And how do I ensure my org is secure and compliant ready? So to answer the first question, which is how do I manage all the users in the organization? We have to understand that the employee lifecycle begins from the day your employees join your organization to the day they leave. And this means your IT team is expected to do user management from the day they join to the day they leave. And this includes adding the users, creating user accounts for them, and then assigning them access to the apps they need, and then managing permissions for them. And when they leave your organization, they should also revoke the access that has already been given. And this entire user management process falls on the shoulders of your IT team. And user management in general is very easy when the user information is stored in one unified platform. This is proven to be true with Zoho Workplace because inside Zoho Workplace, user management is simple and centralized because all the user information of all the apps that is there in Zoho Workplace can be handled from within your admin panel. This ensures that adding users, creating accounts, and handling permissions of apps is easy because it is all done from one place. But we also understand that organizations are using other applications like your CRM, desk, and other project management tools to handle your business. In that case, the user information is also supposed to be stored in those applications, right? And apart from that, you might also have HR systems where your user information is stored. And additionally, businesses that have directory solutions like your Microsoft AD or cloud directories like Azure AD or Google Cloud Identity, your user information is also stored there. And this means that your user information is no more in one place, but it is scattered among different apps and different platforms. And this makes user management really tough for the IT admins, and it creates a great bottleneck because to update and provide access, you have to go to every single app and platform and handle it manually. So this is where Zoho Directory comes in. Zoho Directory can solve this issue for you. So if you are a Zoho Workplace user who was previously using other collaborative tools like Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace, you might be familiar with the process of bringing in your user information from your existing directory into Zoho Workplace. And this entire process is powered by Zoho Directory's directory stores. Zoho Directory's directory stores will help you sync users from your workplace applications and other Zoho applications and other third-party applications as well. And not just that, if you have user information stored in your HR systems or other directories that you might be using in your organization, you can bring in all the user information from all of those platforms with Zoho Directory's directory stores. Once you sync all user information from all the platforms and bring it inside Zoho Directory, you will be able to perform user management for all the users across all the platforms with just Zoho Directory in one single place. This clears up a huge bottleneck for your IT team because you're handling every single user in your organization from within one place. So this kind of addresses the first question I raised up in the very beginning about how you can manage users in your organization. So using Zoho Workplace gives you this benefit of handling not just your Zoho Workplace users, but also every single user that you have in your organization. So to move on to the next question I brought up in the very beginning, which is how do I provide access to employees to the resources they need? And by resources, I mean the apps, the devices they use, and the work networks and printers in your organization. But in this session, as I told you earlier, we'll be focusing on apps, users, and managing their access. As someone who's using Zoho Workplace, you would know that all organizations are now using multiple softwares and multiple apps to get their job done, which is great because it improves productivity. But it also brings two issues to your organization, which is your IT team now has to manage access for the lot of applications you have for every single user you have in your organization. This creates a great bottleneck because imagine assigning several number of apps to every single user in your organization. This is a great task to do. And apart from this, from the employee perspective, since there are so many apps and there are so many platforms, your employees are subjected to multiple logins and multiple passwords to be handled, which again will lead to password fatigue and brings down your user login experience overall. So in the upcoming slides, I will be covering how you can facilitate access management with the help of Zoho Directory and how you can improve the login experience of your employees with the help of Zoho Directory. To start that off, I would like to begin with single sign-on. So the good news is, if you are a Zoho Workplace user or Zoho user in general, single sign-on comes inbuilt. For example, if you log into your Zoho credentials once, like you log into one of your Zoho apps, you will be able to access all of your Zoho Workplace apps or even other Zoho apps in general. So this is what single sign-on does. And this single sign-on that you experience inside Zoho's platform is powered by Zoho Directory from behind the scenes. So having Zoho Directory in place not only helps you achieve single sign-on for Zoho apps, but you can also employ single sign-on for other third-party cloud apps that you have in your organization. And this ensures that your employees can access their Zoho apps and non-Zoho apps with your Zoho credentials, which makes their entire login process easier because all they have to handle is one login password, and they have access to every single app that they own and every single app that they want to do their work. So we just saw how SSO can make your life easier and your employees' login experience better. So how easy is it to actually deploy in your organization? Zoho Directory comes with an extensive app catalog of 500 plus work apps, and you can go into Zoho Directory's app catalog and pick any of the apps that you want in your organization and enable SSO for them. Just in case, if you don't find any of the app that you're looking for, as long as that app supports OIDC and SAML protocols, you can bring that app as well with the help of app catalog. And even if you use custom in-house applications in your organization, Zoho Directory's app catalog will help you bring that into Zoho Directory and enable single sign-on for them. This will improve the login experience of your employees no matter how many apps they are using. So we just saw how access management is made easier with the help of SSO. So even before your employees could log into their accounts, the IT team is now expected to create user accounts for inside every one of those apps you have for all the employees you have. And considering there are a lot of apps and there are a lot of employees, this becomes highly tedious. And Zoho Directories user provisioning can automate this entire process. Your IT admins need not manually create user accounts inside all the apps you have in your organization because Zoho Directories user provisioning connects to all the apps with the help of SCIM, which is the industry standard for user provisioning. And by that, your IT admins can create, update, and deactivate user accounts inside all the apps you have in your organization right from within Zoho Directory instead of manually going inside the apps and creating user accounts for every single employee that you have in your organization. Now that we have figured out how to create user accounts, it is also important to figure out how to assign access to the apps that you have in your organization so that the employee can actually start using them. So app assignment is handled in a very smart way inside Zoho Directory. In Zoho Directory, with the help of smart groups, you can group the employees that have matching attributes such as designation and department and location and so on. So once you set the grouping conditions, the employees will be grouped based on the conditions you set. And once the grouping is done, you can set up conditional assignment where you will define rules as to what employee or what group should have access to which app. For example, if you set a condition that says all your HR people should have access to their email apps, collaboration tool apps, and also the HR tools, you can set that with the help of conditional assignment in Zoho Directory. Let's see how this plays out in the real world. Let's say you are onboarding an employee who's an HR, right? So with the help of smart groups, since the designation is HR, they'll be grouped automatically into the HR group. And since you've set conditional assignment, all the required apps for the HR team will be assigned automatically. So there is no manual intervention for you to do and assign apps so every time a user is onboarded into your organization, all the apps that they need will be assigned to them automatically from day one. And the conditions will manage themselves without any manual intervention required from your IT team, which again clears up a great bottleneck and great responsibility off their shoulders. So we have figured out the second question, which is how to provide access. So moving on to the third question or the third concern your IT teams might be facing is how to ensure that my org is secure and compliant ready. This section is really important because it will help you understand how you can secure your Zoho workplace accounts and overall improve your org security with the help of Zoho Directory. So if you didn't know, security is still one of the biggest bottlenecks that IT teams are facing because 90% of the businesses faced an identity threat last year. So it kind of pressurizes your IT team to figure out a way to secure your apps, users, and their access. But you have to do it without compromising their productivity. So the question is how do you balance security without sacrificing the user convenience? So I'm going to go over a few of the security offerings of Zoho Directory that can help you achieve that in your organization. So first up, we have conditional access policy. Conditional access policy helps you authenticate your employees in an intelligent way. So conditional access policy evaluates the employee's login attempts based on the conditions you set. So the conditions can be based off of location, device, time, day, platform, IP restrictions, and roles. So if the login attempt matches the criteria that you set, the user will be allowed. If they're not matching the criteria that you have set, then they will be denied. And just in case if you want to mandate MFA for any user or you want to set conditions that mandates MFA for users in your organization, you can do that as well with the help of conditional access policy. The beautiful thing here about conditional access policy or any other security policy in Zoho Directory is that you can implement org-wide security policies, but not just that, you can also get really granular with it. If you want a separate conditional access policy just for your finance team, you can do that. If you want to set an even granular security policy for even sub-teams in your organization, you can do that with the help of Zoho Directory. For instance, if you want to mandate that your finance team has to access their work apps in this particular location during this particular time only, you can set that and they will be mandated to follow that. So this will secure the login process of your employees without disturbing their productivity or their convenience. So moving on to the next security offering Zoho Directory gives is password policies. As you might know, passwords are still the first line of defense in organizations because it is important to have stronger passwords and cleaner password practices to ensure that your apps are staying secure from any unauthorized access. Password policies helps you set standards which your employees have to adhere to when they are setting standards. Passwords. So password policies helps you define password complexity, password strength, and password rotation, like how often should they reset their passwords and all that with the help of password policies. So once you set those policies, it can be implemented org-wide, or you can set granular password policies for individual teams and sub-teams inside Zoho Directory. So now that we have covered password policies and understood that passwords have to be stronger for your apps and app data to stay secure, even the strongest passwords are not enough to keep your account secure sometimes because the threats are even more sophisticated these days. And for that, you need to implement multi-factor authentication in your organization. Multi-factor authentication evaluates and verifies your user's identity for the second time after they enter their password. This ensures that even if they somehow compromise their passwords, your account still stays secure. So Zoho Directory comes inbuilt integrated with its native authenticator Zoho OneAuth. Zoho OneAuth will help you implement org-wide MFA policies in your organization. If you're going to implement Zoho OneAuth in your organization, your employees can verify themselves the second time with the help of push notifications, Face ID, and TOTPs. And if they prefer passwordless, they can use Smart Sign-In, where they scan the QR code once and they will be allowed to access the account immediately. Zoho Directory is really comparable with other vendor authenticators like Google authenticators and Microsoft authenticators. So if you're willing to move your accounts or your TOTPs from other authenticators to Zoho OneAuth, it is a great alternative to have. So moving on to the next security offering that Zoho Directory can give you to secure your accounts is anomaly detection. Anomaly detection helps you keep an eye on unusual or suspicious user activity in your organization. So anomaly detection evaluates and analyzes every single login attempt that is happening in your organization with the help of machine learning. And once it analyzes all the logins, it will study and create a pattern that is happening in your organization. For example, the user's usual login place, usual login time, the browser they are using, or the IP address they are using. So based on several criteria, it creates a pattern that is usually followed in your organization. So if anything goes out of the ordinary, or if any access happens that is deviating from the normal pattern, that will be tagged as an anomaly inside Zoho Directory. And then your IT admin can go and review that anomaly to see if it is a genuine attempt to access the account, or if it is a suspicious activity that has to be reviewed and stopped from your end. Anomaly detection gives you a greater visibility of what is happening inside your organization. And not just that, it also helps you prevent yourselves from any upcoming security threats that can happen in your organization. So the security features we saw so far in Zoho Directory can help you boost your organizational security, but not just that, it can also help you be compliant. So if your organization is moving towards ISO 27001 or SOC 2 and HIPAA compliance standards, Zoho Directory's security features can help you get there. But not just that, Zoho Directory comes with audit logs that records every single IT interaction that is happening in your organization. And this way, you get a greater visibility of every single critical IT actions that is happening in your organization, which improves visibility and security. And not just that, it also gives you a proof of access for every IT admin action, which is highly required during compliance audits. And this will help you to be compliance ready because you have everything recorded and you have a proof of access for all the access and IT admin actions that is happening in your organization. This kind of covers all the three questions I raised in the very beginning and three questions that might be concerning your IT team. So, to recap it all, to manage all the users across the employee life cycle, you have Zoho Directories directory stores that can help you sync users from across all apps and all platforms. And then to ensure that you have you're able to give access to your employees for all the resources that they need, you can enable access management with the help of Zoho Directory, where you'll be able to set SSO for not just your Zoho apps, but also other third-party apps, and then automate app assignment and user provisioning. And to reiterate the third question, which is if you can keep your org secure and compliant ready, Zoho Directory comes with a set of security features that can help you do that. And not just that, it also comes with audit logs to help you be compliant ready. So one more advantage I would like to address for a Zoho Workplace user is, considering you're using Zoho Workplace already, having an inbuilt identity management platform and an authenticator helps you be secure, but also have collaboration in place. You'll be able to be productive and also secure your account without any outside dependency. This is a great thing to have because you have everything in one place within Zoho Directory. It's Zoho Workplace itself. And that covers Zoho Directory's portion. And to address the next question, does it scale as my business grows? I'm handing it over back to Priyanka.
Thank you so much, Evangeline. That was a great session from Evangeline, isn't it, guys? She clearly explained the benefits of using Zoho Directory and how it's going to be an advantage by choosing the platform over the others. Now, let's move forward with the next question. As Evangeline stated, we did cover about Zoho Workplace, Zoho Directory, and how are we covering the collaboration part, the security part. Now, the most important question is, does it scale as my business grows? So this is one such promise we give to our users, that is, once after you buy the product, we as vendors, we are done with you. No, that's not what we do. We make partners. We are partners in your business, after which we want to grow the product. We want to make the product evolve as your business grow as well. So are we suitable for enterprises? So as you can see here, we are enterprise ready. We have encryptions available to safeguard all of your data. We have retention for lawful purposes. We have routing if you're using different servers as well. We get to seamlessly route your data. And apart from that, if you would like to use a shared mailbox and manage your data with your team together, we have shared mailbox supported as well. And here we have MDM, which is mobile device management, where you get to manage the device and the usage of the same. And if you would like to plug in, if you would like to add more application apart from the ones that we've listed, that's also available. We have developer console where you can build your own tools inside Zoho's platform. So this makes us enterprise ready. And apart from that, you get to connect with 40 plus applications. In addition to the one that I listed within Zoho Workplace, you get to still connect with 40 other applications beyond that as well, to make your work life more seamless. And as much as application you connect with, your workload is going to come down way less and you'll be able to work seamlessly as well. And then we have delegated admin controls. So if the volume of users in your organizations are going up, definitely you wouldn't want one person to take care of all the administrative job, isn't it? We would want to delegate, we would want to segregate the job and give it to people and let them handle them in different modules. So we have delegated admin controls available where you can have multiple admins to take care of your user management, policy management, etc. We have customizable security. Why do we say customizable security is because as and when we have newer customers, newer enterprises, no, none of the providers can actually say, okay, this is the definite or this is the defined security I'm going to give you and this should be enough. No, we are not that for you. Where if you are an enterprise, if you are a customer who is looking for enhanced security, if you have ideas for the same, we are open to listen to that. And we are also open for new requirements. We can take it up and implement it for your enterprise if that is what you require. And then we have email retention and e-discovery available. So if you would like to retain your data for legal purposes, or if you want to recover some of the accidentally deleted data as well, all of that is supported in Zoho Workplace. And going to the final question, if I'm already using another suite, is moving to Zoho going to be painful and complex? No, we'll make it as easy as it is possible. Here, as you can see, we have migration available. So for those, if you're hearing this term for the first time, Migration is if you are already using a different platform, and now if you're choosing Zoho, obviously we wouldn't want you to start from scratch, right? So we will want you to bring in the data here so you can continue from where you left. So for you to transfer this data, we call that process as migration. Okay. So here I'm going to talk about specifically mail migration because that being the critical factor of any organization. I'm going to talk about mail migration here. We support three different methods, okay? App specific migration, IMAP migration, and exchange migration wizard. So why do we have three different methods is each of these methods has its own significance. First method, app specific migration, is exclusive for Google Workspace and Microsoft 365. Okay, and it will only require you to have the admin credential to make the connection and let the migration take place. Whereas the second method, IMAP and POP, that is not exclusive to any providers as such. It will let you to migrate from any server there is as long as it has access to IMAP. And the second method will require you to have the user credentials for you to do the migration, not just the admin credential. In addition to that, you also have to have the user credential for who you want to perform the migration. Third, you have Exchange Migration Wizard, where you can migrate the offline data, which is in the format of EML or PST, right? So all of these methods has its own significance, and you can choose the method which suits your requirement. And over here, I have also listed the unique specialty, or again the significance, where here in the first method you also have data specific. Using the first method, you can migrate mail, calendar, and contacts, be it from Google Workspace or Microsoft 365. Whereas using the second method, you can only migrate the mail data, and it can be from any server. Third, you have Exchange Migration Wizard, where you can migrate your PST or EML files from your offline data to cloud. And to achieve this, you will require these items. These are the prerequisites that you have to keep in mind if you want to perform the migration. When it comes to the first method, app-specific migration, if you are migrating from Google Workspace or Microsoft 365, please make a note. You have to have these things in order for you to perform the same. Zoho admin credentials and existing providers admin credential. The DNS access, when you buy a domain, it gets associated with the DNS page where anything and everything that is to be updated for the domain, it will be updated in that DNS page only. So you have to have DNS access, the data to be migrated. So you have to have a list of all of these things in order for you to do the first method. The second method is IMAP or POP migration. So in addition to whatever is listed in the first method, in addition to that, you should have a CSV file of the user data. User data as to their username, their passwords. You have to have the credentials as well for you to perform the second method, and the folder details of users. If you are very specific with even the folders of what you want to migrate, then you have to have that information as well. Going to the third method, Exchange Migration Wizard, where you have to have the prerequisites that is listed under first and second method combined. You should have all of those things to perform the third method. So these are the prerequisites I wanted all of you to take note of if you are interested in performing the migration. And also don't worry, you don't have to do this alone while you are performing the migration. We do have help guides and videos available. And we also have 24/7 support available. So you can contact them, you can get their help while you perform this. Next, some of the FAQs I wanted to cover is because when we talk about migration, we have some repeatedly asked questions. Okay, so we thought upfront we can give the answers so you wouldn't have any doubts that might pop in your head later as well. First question is it possible for the migration accounts to have different domains, or do they need to be the same? No, you can have different domains. How much time will it take to migrate my data? Now, this is a very common question, but there is a definite answer for this, because when we talk about the time frame, it is dependent on a lot of factors, such as let it be the bandwidth, the internet connectivity, the compatibility between the providers, the server's capacity, even the traffic between the servers, the volume of data, the number of users you're trying to migrate. There's a lot of factors involved here. So we cannot give you a defined time frame saying within this time you can migrate so many amount of data. What is the duration of downtime for migration? There is no downtime at all. Absolutely not. Because when the migration happens, it happens between servers. It's done in the backend. And whatever operation is going on in the organization, that can go without any disruptions. Is there a risk of data loss during the migration process? No. Because when we talk about migration, it's a copy of the data being migrated. Okay, be it your emails as well. Only a copy of your email will be migrated. So all of the emails which is residing in the previous server will stay intact. Then we have, what about Google files such as spreadsheets, presentation, documents? Can they be migrated? Yes, you can migrate files and folders from different providers as well. Let it be Google, let it be Microsoft, you'll be able to migrate them as well. Can we update storage for certain users alone if needed? Yes, as I already was talking about previously, where you can allocate units of storage for your users, you'll be able to do that. If the migration stops due to some technical issue, should I start the migration process from scratch? No, you don't have to. Because when you resume the migration, whenever you're resuming the migration, what happens is those emails which are yet to be migrated will be migrated. But those emails which have already been migrated, there will be a record. Okay, so in according to that, those emails will not be migrated again. And if my storage gets full in the middle of the migration, what happens? This actually happens sometimes when the subscription doesn't match, the storage capacity doesn't match. In that case, there is a storage bloat up that may happen while you do the migration. So if there is a storage bloat up, the migration will halt. Once that happens, you have to upgrade one of the plans where you have extra storage, or you can delete some of the emails which are no longer required, and then you can resume the migration. So these are some of the FAQs I wanted to upfront give you the answers, so you wouldn't have any questions later as well. If you do, don't worry, you can anytime reach out to us and post your questions. We are more than happy to give you the answers. Then, is it possible to try out the product first? If I were you, I would definitely want this, because any product, anything, any service, we would want to have a trial run to see how it actually works out for us. Fair enough. We have coexistence. Okay, this is a concept where you will use two different providers at once. Okay, for example, let's say you're using Google. Okay, you will use Google server and also Zoho service as well. So in this case, you get to familiarize yourself with two different providers at once, and you get to also analyze which works better for you. In this case, you can take a very informed decision and you can choose whichever matches your requirement. And to methods, the methods that we have to achieve this is we have split delivery and dual delivery, and these two are email routing methods. Okay, when it comes to split delivery, let's say if you're using Google, okay, you will have one set of users in Google, the next set of users in Zoho. Okay, and when the migration takes place, the mails will go to Google server first, see if the user is found there. If they are found there, it will successfully deliver. If they are not found there, then the routing takes place. So split delivery mostly works whenever there's an absence of account, or rather would say the routing is triggered when there's an absence of account. Whereas dual delivery is a concept where you will have the same set of users on both the servers. In this case, when an email comes to the legacy server, it will leave a copy over here, and the routing takes place, and a copy is also brought to Zoho server. Okay, so here you will have same set of users, and dual delivery is mostly triggered when the particular account is present in the legacy server. So these are the two different methodologies that we have. Initially, when you hear about this may be a little overwhelming, and if you would want to know more details about this, don't hesitate at all to reach out to us. You can also drop your questions in the Q&A tab, or I will also be showing you the email ID which you have to reach out to after the session. Okay, and we're here to help you every step of the way. If you're trying out the migration or even the coexistence by yourself, we have guides available. Okay, we have video tutorials, we have webinars, we have help guides available, how-to articles available for you to get the entire information of what you're trying to achieve. By seeing all of these resources, I suppose you will have a very good idea of how to perform each of these concepts, such as let it be coexistence or migration. And if you have any doubts, let's say if you have a doubt in the third step, fourth step, or any phase of what we're trying to achieve, don't worry, you can contact us. We have 24/7 help available. You can reach out to us via email, phone call, etc., and we would be there to help you. And we also have a free migration assistance available. So if you would like for us to perform the migration for you, we will also do that. For that, you have to contact us at presales@zohoworkplace.com, which you can find at the bottom. That's the email ID I would want all of you to take a note of. So if you want migration assistance, then you have to contact this email ID. Now we've come to the end of the session now. This is the testimonials of our customers who have moved to Zoho recently, and these were all the words that they've spoken about how seamless it was for them, the experience of migrating, and how easy it was for them. So I would just pause here for a second so for all of you to take a look at this. And while we take a look at this testimonial, I'd like to answer the most asked question in the Q&A tab, which is asking for the recording of the session. We will be sharing the recording and the deck of this session to all of you via email, and we will be sending it to your registered email ID. Okay, all of you would have registered with that particular email ID, right? So we will be sending the recording and the deck to your registered email ID. All right. We may have to do some edits to the same, so it might take about 2-3 days for it to reach you, but patiently do wait. We will be sending a furnished copy for you. And that's it. We're going to wrap the session now. Thank you so much. And this is the email ID. If you want any support related queries to be resolved, then you have support at zohoworkplace.com. And for any migration assistance, you have pre-sales at zohoworkplace.com and pre-sales at zohodirectory.com. Please make a note of these email IDs, and you'll be able to reach out to us. Even after the session, anything relevant to the product or the process, anything that you want to talk to us about, you can reach out to us via this email ID. And at the bottom, I've also mentioned the handles that is handled by Zoho Workplace and Zoho Directory. If you would like to also see our content and learn more, or continuously stay updated of these particular products, then you can follow us on these handles as well. All right. So let's wrap the session now. Thank you so much for joining the session today. And I really hope the session was fruitful to all of you. Hope to see you all in the next session as well. Thank you so much.